Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 3rd of February 2025 and President Donald Trump, guys, he has gone ahead and imposed tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico and China, and unfortunately guys, because of this, the stock market has collapsed, and more importantly guys, if you look at the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they're definitely not looking good, isn't it? So we'll definitely go and discuss what this news is all about. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is go to the official White House website and just read through the official tariffs, guys. Because look, so far as the tariffs are concerned, this is more of a strategy that is used by President Donald Trump. And the only reason why he's doing that so that Canada, Mexico and China, they go and take actions regarding illegal immigrants, as well as go and reduce the supply of fentanyl. Now according to me guys, this is definitely a genius move. And if you actually listen to President Donald Trump's speech, guys, he has often said that so far as tariffs are concerned, he will definitely be imposing them, and using tariffs, guys, he's definitely going to directly and indirectly impact things that are great for the United States of America. And since the last few months, there's a lot of talks regarding Panama, isn't it? And I just saw news that Panama has decided to bend the knee, and they are not renegotiating contracts with China. So according to me, guys, this is definitely a massive win for President Donald Trump. But unfortunately, guys, so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned, things are definitely not looking good, isn't it? So what I'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go and discuss the impact of tariffs on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and I'll go and discuss, guys, if it could actually lead for inflation to go higher, and could that actually boost the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And I'll also go and touch base on market uncertainty and institutional demand for Bitcoin because of this. And could it be possible it could actually increase crypto demand in China, Mexico and Canada as well? Now more importantly, guys, Bitcoin mining industry is going to be impacted, isn't it? So I'll go and touch base on the impact of mining and energy cost. And the overarching theme, guys, is, can Bitcoin now turn out to be a hedge against government overreach as well? So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding this? And regarding tariffs, guys, I'll also go and touch base on the short-term impact, the medium-term and long-term impact of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And if you look at the global cryptocurrency market since the last 72 hours, guys, the volume of stablecoins in particular is definitely pumped up. And if you look at the volume of altcoin, guys, there's a lot of activity going on. So we'll definitely go and touch base on this. Now in the world of decentralized exchanges or decentralized platforms, there is a really massive news. And this is to do with Uniswap. And looks like they're ready to launch the new version, that is version 4. So I'll definitely go and touch base on this news. Now since BlackRock got into the Bitcoin game, guys, every other protocol is launching ETFs, isn't it? And last week, guys, we talked about a potential Dogecoin ETF, a Solana ETF and Litecoin ETF. And in today's episode, guys, we're going to be discussing a Polkadot ETF. And this is done by 21 shares. And essentially, guys, they have filed for a Polkadot ETF in the United States of America. And they are having Coinbase as a custodian as well. And this particular ETF, guys, is aiming to track Polkadot's price on CBOE BZX exchange. So I'll definitely go and touch base on this news. Now, really, I'm not sure, guys, what are the chances of this approval. But nonetheless, interesting development, isn't it? Now, the funny news, guys, is connected to the issues of the largest stablecoin, that is the USDT. And here's the thing, guys. They have published an attestation report, and that attestation report talks about a $13 billion profit for 2024. Now, it's really important to understand, guys, this is more of an attestation report and not an audit report. And according to me, guys, a big red flag is, why are they not publishing an audit report? Because an audit report is more concrete, it is more in-depth, and it is not done by independent audit firms, isn't it? But nonetheless, guys, I'll definitely go and share more information regarding this. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news, guys, are connected to artificial intelligence. Now the first one is regarding a massive event taking place this month, and that is AI Everything. And the event, as a matter of fact, guys, kickstarts tomorrow, that is the 4th of February. And they are exploring global industry shifts. So in today's episode, I'll very briefly touch base on what is it that you can expect at this event. Now the second news, guys, is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this news, guys, did actually take place a few days ago. And this is connected to President Donald Trump, guys. And when President Donald Trump announced the Stargate AI initiative, over $500 billion were invested into artificial intelligence in the United States of America, isn't it? And because of that news, guys, Saudi Arabia has plans to invest another $600 billion in US investment, and this will be spread across 4 years. So we'll definitely go and touch base on this news. Now look, guys, this is a genius move by President Donald Trump, isn't it? He already has $1 trillion worth of investment so far as artificial intelligence is concerned. And because he has that investment, guys, he definitely has that leverage to go ahead and impose tariffs. According to me, guys, this is a genius move. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, Canada, Mexico, and China, they would definitely want to go ahead and renegotiate. And more importantly, guys, I'm pretty much sure they would do what President Donald Trump is asking. That is reduce illegal immigration. And more importantly, reduce the supply of fentanyl. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on quite a lot of these things, guys. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called The Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast.
It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, guys, the numbers are definitely looking red, isn't it? And on the 29th of this month, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually decide to go ahead and keep the interest rate the same. And in one of the interviews when President Donald Trump was catching a flight, he was actually asked regarding the Federal Reserve Board's decision, and he actually said that the decision was absolutely perfect. Now look, guys, keeping the FOMC meeting in mind and keeping a lot of investments that are flowing into United States of America, the timing that President Donald Trump has imposed the tariff seems absolutely perfect. And regarding this tariff, guys, it is actually issued on the 1st of February, but it is going to be effective from Tuesday, that is 4th of February. And because of that, guys, there is panic set into the market, isn't it? But look, guys, here's the thing. A lot of mainstream media, they are not talking about what the tariff is and the finer details of this tariff. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the White House website, the link to which is in the official show notes below, and just read through the tariffs. And if you're an American, you should definitely be proud about this tariff. As a matter of fact, guys, even if you're Canadian, Mexican, or even if you're national from China, guys, you should actually be happy about what this tariff contains. And this is more to do with reducing illegal immigrations and fentanyl. And if these three countries play an active role in that, guys, the tariffs could be removed once again. Pretty simple, to be completely honest. Now we'll definitely go and touch base on this tariffs, guys. But before that, let's quickly run to the global cryptocurrency snapshot, because the global cryptocurrency market is sitting exactly at $3 trillion. And if you look at the 24-hour volume, guys, it is almost on the verge of touching the $300 billion mark. It is at $293.35 billion. And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 173.21%. Now, one matrix, guys, no matter what happens in the geopolitical level, ETF approval on Bitcoin or Ethereum, or any changes in the cryptocurrency world, the volume in decentralized finance is absolutely ridiculous. And today it is only accounting for 6.41% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And decentralized finance, guys, as of today, is accounting for only $18.81 billion. And so far as the total value locked is concerned, since the last 3 months it is on a downtrend, and the total value locked is down to $117.96 billion. Now, Lido, guys, is still dominating so far as total value locked is concerned, and the total value locked is $24.03 billion. Now, the only matrix that I'm content with, that is the decentralized exchange dominance, and today it is almost at 50%, 48.94% to be precise. But look, guys, there is a very high possibility out of this 48.94%. Centralized exchanges will be accounting for at least 35% or maybe even 40% of the decentralized exchange dominance. Now let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. And since the last 6 weeks, guys, Uniswap is no longer at number 1, and Radium and PancakeSwap are taking the number 1 position. Today, PancakeSwap is at number 1 so far as the 24-hour volume is concerned, and the 24-hour volume is $3.59 billion. Radium, guys, is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $3.36 billion. Uniswap today, guys, is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $2.93 billion. Orca is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is $1.97 billion. And at number 5th, guys, is Meteora, and its 24-hour volume is $1.19 billion. Now, this just means, guys, a lot of activity is actually taking place in Solana blockchain, isn't it? But because the prices are going down, guys, I'm pretty much sure a lot of selling is going on. And because the prices are going down, guys, I'm kind of not content despite the volumes being pumping up. Now, one matrix, guys, that I'm definitely content with, that is the volume of stablecoins. And today it is at $270.97 billion. And stablecoins, guys, as of today, is accounting for 92.37% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $270.97 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $238.83 billion, followed by Circle USDC, and its 24-hour volume is $19.17 billion. And FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $13.10 billion. Now look, guys, because the volume of stablecoins is increased, this just means that people are not selling their Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and converting them into fiat currencies. Rather, it means that they're just parking them onto stablecoins, isn't it? And this is the matrix you need to compare it with the 24-hour trading volume. Because since the last 24 hours, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume has definitely bumped up, and its 24-hour volume is $93.90 billion. and this merges with the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, because Bitcoin's dominance now is at a staggering 61.57%. And in just a few minutes, guys, I'll go ahead and discuss what is the impact of tariffs on Bitcoin, and let me know, guys, if you agree to my assessment or disagree to it. But before that, guys, let's go ahead and tackle the 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum, because Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $75.16 billion, but its dominance is down to 9.99%. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, looks like a lot of transactions are actually taking place in Solana blockchain, isn't it? Now, what I want to do, guys, in today's episode, I want to go ahead and look at a really weird matrix, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, this is only available in coinmarketcap.com. And check this out, guys. CoinMarketCap also tracks the top 8 American tokens by market capitalization. This, according to me, guys, is absolutely a ridiculous matrix to track, and this is definitely a red flag in my honest opinion. Because when you talk about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain technology, guys, there should definitely be no geographical restrictions, isn't it? Unfortunately, guys, looks like CoinMarketCap, or the intern who is preparing this data, is definitely capitalizing on the buzzword regarding Made in America. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world, this matrix is a massive red flag. But nonetheless, guys, let's go ahead and look at the top 5 Made in America tokens by market capitalization. And it's no surprise that Ripple or XRP is at number 1, and its market cap is $125 billion. Solana is at number 2, guys, and its market cap is at $93.35 billion. Circle USDC is at number 3, and its market cap is $53.53 billion. Dogecoin is at number 4, and its market cap is $33.51 billion. And Cardano is at number 5, and its market cap is $22.80 billion. Now look, guys, if I was one of the persons involved in any of these projects, I would definitely not want to see this matrix, because when you go ahead and talk about Made in America tokens, guys, this goes against the very ethos of open blockchain, isn't it? So I really am not sure what is it that CoinMarketCap is thinking regarding this, but because it is a really weird and funny matrix, guys, I thought let me go ahead and share this in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast. Now, guys, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is definitely not looking good for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, so far as the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, is concerned, it is at $93,671. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 6.61%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 6.72%. Ethereum, guys, is well below the $3,000 mark. It is at $2,494. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 19.58%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 20.90%. Ripple or XRP, guys, looks like it has taken a massive hit, and it is down to $2.21. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 23.51%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 24.74%. Now look, guys, the only reason why the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are falling down is because of President Donald Trump imposing tariffs, isn't it? But look, guys, this news should not be a surprising factor at all. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, rather than watching mainstream media or YouTube channel, go to the official website of the White House and just read through the fact sheet, guys, because that way you'll get information from first sources in it. And President Donald Trump, guys, has imposed tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China. But here's the interesting thing to remember, guys. He's addressing an emergency situation, and this is because of the extraordinary threats posed by illegal aliens and drugs, including deadly fentanyl. And this, according to the document, guys, constitutes a national emergency under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which is called as IEEPA. And it is only because of this, guys, President Donald Trump is implementing a 25% additional tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, and a 10% additional tariffs imposed from China. But here's the thing to remember, guys. Energy resources from Canada will have a lower 10% tariffs. Now look, guys, this is definitely a bold step, and looks like President Donald Trump wants to hold Mexico, Canada, and China accountable to keep the promises of halting illegal immigrations. And more importantly, guys, he wants them to stop poisonous fentanyl and other drugs from flowing into the country. Now look, guys, this, according to me, is a really genius move, because before that, guys, President Donald Trump has already got investment from other countries, isn't it? And this particular move, I definitely do think will be beneficial for Americans. And in just a matter of few days, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if this will positively impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, I just want to mention one thing regarding the tariffs, guys. Trade accounts for 67% of Canada's GDP, 73% of Mexico's GDP, and 37% of China's GDP. But so far as US is concerned, guys, it only accounts for 24%. So if you think of it, guys, Canada and Mexico, they're definitely the ones who are going to be suffering most by it. But look, guys, the whole idea regarding this tariff is so that Canada, Mexico, and China do take necessary precautions and start halting illegal immigrations and stopping poisonous fentanyl and other drugs from flowing into the country. Now, a lot of mainstream media, guys, are definitely not talking about this, and that is precisely the reason, guys. What I'd really recommend you to do is go to the official White House website and just read through your tariffs yourself. And if you follow President Donald Trump via social media, guys, he did actually post a few hours ago that if these countries go and take necessary precautions, the tariffs can be withdrawn easily. So now the onus lies in Canada, Mexico, and China. But I just saw Justin Trudeau stating that he will be fighting back with another 24% tariffs on the United States of America. This, to be honest, guys, is definitely a terrible move by Canada. And Justin Trudeau already has resigned, isn't it? But what I want to do, guys, is because of the news regarding tariffs, I want to go ahead and discuss what kind of an impact will have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Because clearly the prices have fallen down miserably, isn't it? And look, as President Donald Trump's new tariff policies and national emergency declarations will have major implications for Bitcoin and the broader crypto market due to its potential effects on economic stability, inflation, and capital flows. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, on the 29th of January is when the FOMC meeting was out, and I'm pretty much sure President Donald Trump has definitely looked at the economic factors, and because of that, he's chosen the right time to go ahead and implement these tariffs. So here's how, guys, according to me, the tariffs are going to be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. There's definitely going to be inflationary pressures, and that, guys, could actually boost the demand for Bitcoin, isn't it? Because tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, which is at 25% for Canada and Mexico and 10% from China, will likely raise the cost of imported goods, leading to higher consumer prices. And this would eventually mean that the inflation is getting higher, and higher inflationary, guys, typically strengthens the case of Bitcoin as a hedge against fiat devaluation, similar to what we've been seeing during previous inflationary spikes. And right now, guys, a lot of Republicans, they definitely want to go ahead and buy Bitcoin and put it as a strategic reserve. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what role will Bitcoin play, particularly as inflation increases. Now, the next thing I want to touch base is regarding the market uncertainty and institutional demand for Bitcoin, because new tariffs and trade restrictions, guys, may create economic uncertainty, and this will push investors towards alternative assets like Bitcoin, gold, as well as stablecoin as a safe haven. And if you look at the volume of stablecoins, guys, this is definitely pumped up since the last 72 hours. And here's the interesting thing to remember, guys. This particular tariff will be taken into effect tomorrow, that is the 4th of February. And if the tensions escalate, institutions and hedge funds may diversify into Bitcoin to protect against geopolitical risks. Now, regarding the value of the US dollar, guys, the news regarding tariff will potentially strengthen the US dollar. This, to be honest, guys, will be a short-term bearish sentiment for Bitcoin, and that is precisely the reason why the prices of Bitcoin has fallen down miserably, isn't it? Cause look, guys, trade wars often lead to capital flight into US dollar as a safe haven, and the stronger US dollar usually correlates with weaker Bitcoin prices in the short term, as liquidity moves away from risky assets, isn't it? But over a period of time, guys, I'm pretty much sure this will definitely be beneficial for the price of Bitcoin. Now let's talk about the demand for Bitcoin in China, Mexico, and Canada, guys. Cause look, with China, Mexico, and Canada facing economic instability from US tariffs, more people and businesses in Canada, China, and Mexico, they might actually want to turn to Bitcoin for cross-border transactions and wealth preservation, isn't it? And lately, guys, China is already seeing rise in Tether USDT transactions, and even the demand for Bitcoin in China has definitely gone off the roof. So look, guys, if you're someone who's a resident of Canada, Mexico, and China, I'm pretty much sure Bitcoin might just be a way for you to go out and preserve your wealth asset. Now, the next thing, guys, I want to touch base is regarding the Bitcoin mining industry. And if you actually go through the official tariff, guys, it clearly states that energy resources from Canada will have a low 10% tariff. Now, I don't want to get into politics, guys, but Justin Trudeau has definitely been making the worst move for Canada regarding tariffs, and hopefully they'll get a new president, guys, who definitely wants to make Canada more energy efficient, isn't it? But fortunately, guys, for Americans, this is a great thing. And when you talk about the Bitcoin mining industry, guys, President Donald Trump wants a lot of companies to go out and start the mining operations in US, isn't it? So regarding the tariffs, a 10% tariff on Canadian energy resources could impact Bitcoin mining operations that rely on cheap Canadian electricity, and higher energy costs could slightly impact mining profitability. But this would mainly affect industry-scale miners, and Bitcoin industry is definitely one of them, isn't it? Now, the next thing I want to touch base is regarding Bitcoin as hedge against government overreach. And so far as the political narrative is concerned, guys, if President Donald Trump's economic policies lead to increased government intervention, the crypto community might rally behind Bitcoin as a decentralized hedge, isn't it? And President Donald Trump now is a massive advocate of Bitcoin. And China, on the other hand, they are definitely not fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and are very strongly feel, guys, any anti-crypto stance from government trying to control capital outflows could actually boost Bitcoin's appeal as an alternative system. And could this actually mean that a lot of institutional as well as retail investors will be taking a flight towards cryptocurrencies? Most likely yes, guys. And wealthy individuals and businesses affected by tariffs may move to capital into crypto to avoid economic restrictions. And if tariff weakens, guys, the economies of Mexico and Canada, stablecoins and Bitcoin could see increased adoption for remittances and trade. So look, guys, I definitely do think that the move by President Donald Trump is a genius move, but temporarily there will be certain setbacks, isn't it? And so far the short-term impact is concerned, guys, Bitcoin will face extreme volatility, and that is exactly what we are seeing since the last 72 hours, because markets need to adjust to trade war risks as well as a strengthening dollar. But look, so far as midterm and long-term impact is concerned, news such as this is definitely bullish for Bitcoin, as inflation, economic instability and global capital shifts will drive more demand for Bitcoin. And if you look at the volume of stablecoins, guys, the numbers are absolutely wild and crazy, isn't it? And I talked about the volume of stablecoins, guys. It is staggering at $270.97 billion. And so far as Tether USDT's volume is concerned, it is ridiculously high at $238.83 billion, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the tariffs are impacted on Tuesdays and what kind of an impact will have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now me, guys, I definitely do think that President Donald Trump has definitely taken a bold step. And so far as this tariff news is concerned, guys, it is more of a negotiation tactics. And more importantly, guys, you need to understand why the tariffs are imposed. The tariffs are imposed only because the United States of America is facing extraordinary threats posed by illegal aliens and drugs, including deadly fentanyl. And so far as President Donald Trump is concerned, guys, he has been completely vocal about this, isn't it? So this news definitely should not be a surprise. But look, guys, I'm really curious to check how the prices are going to be reacting on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And in my Blockchain DXB podcast, guys, I'll definitely go and touch base on this news. Now, guys, let's go and discuss some interesting news in the world of decentralized exchanges. And Uniswap version 4, guys, marks a transformative era in the world of decentralized finance. And they're doing that by offering the most customizable and cost-effective version of Uniswap protocol. And Uniswap version 4, guys, is built with extensive community collaborations, including contributions from hundreds of developers, 9 independent audits, and the largest bug bounty program in history with $15.5 million. And Uniswap version 4, guys, has launched across 10 major blockchain platforms such as Ethereum, Polygon, Arbitrum, OP Mainnet, Base Blockchain, BNB Binance Chain, Blast, World Chain, Avalanche, and Zora Network. And they have something called as hooks, guys. And the introduction of hooks enables developers to build modular plugins for pools, swaps, fees, as well as liquidity positions. And this will definitely foster rapid innovation and deeper network effects. And they do that by drastically reducing the gas cost by up to 99.99%, which is cheaper for pool creation and incorporating native Ethereum support. And Uniswap version 4, guys, aims to lower transactions cost significantly, and users can access Uniswap version 4 seamlessly to Uniswap web app as well as with the wallets, and they can also do swaps automatically routing the Uniswap SEX, version 2, version 3 and version 4 liquidity pools. And Uniswap Labs, guys, continues to emphasize transparency and security, ensuring a robust open source ecosystem ready to drive the next phase of decentralized finance. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the future of Uniswap is. But look, guys, I'm really curious to check if they're going to be implementing artificial intelligence as a customer support. That, to be honest, guys, according to me, will be an absolute game changer, isn't it? So let's see if that is something that they're working on. Now, guys, let's go and touch base on some news regarding ETF. And this is connected to Polkadot ETF, guys, and 21 shares. They have filed for a Polkadot ETF in the United States of America, and they're doing that with Coinbase as a custodian. And they're aiming to track Polkadot's price on CBOE-BZX exchange. And despite skepticism from analysts, guys, they know that the market demand will determine its success. Now it's really important to note, guys, 21 shares already runs a Polkadot ETP, which is an ETP product, which is an exchange-traded product in Switzerland, but it has struggled with low trading volumes. Now Polkadot, guys, at one point of time was a top 10 cryptocurrency, but right now it is ranked at number 19th and has a market cap of roughly around $10 billion. Now regarding this ETF, guys, they are joining other altcoin ETFs that I talked about last week, that is Litecoin, Solana, as well as Dogecoin ETF. And the whole reason why they're doing that is because of Trump administration, isn't it? And they are anticipating that Trump administration could foster a more crypto-friendly regulatory environment. Now, if you do need the official link to this, guys, it is in the show notes below. Now, look, so far as President Donald Trump is concerned, I'm definitely one of the biggest fans of him. But when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, we should not be relying on one individual or one entity, isn't it? That, to be honest, guys, is definitely a big no. Because look, one of the visions of Satoshi Nakamoto was separation of money in the state, and despite me being the biggest fan of President Donald Trump, guys, I don't think there should be over-reliance on one individual or one person, or even one institution for that matter. Now, guys, let's go and touch base on some news regarding Tether. And Tether, guys, they have hit $13 billion profit for 2024, and more importantly, guys, they have an all-time high in US Treasury holdings, and so far as the circulation is concerned, they also have a new all-time high in USDT circulation and reserve buffer in Q4 of 2024. But here's the interesting thing, guys. They have actually published an attestation report, not an audit report, and that, according to me, guys, is a massive red flag. But nonetheless, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is in the show notes below, there is an official attestation report. Read through it and then make up your own mind. Because based on the attestation report, guys, not an audit report, it actually states that it is a highlight of the quarter on Tether's increased exposure to US Treasuries, which reached $113 billion in direct and indirect holdings, which is a new all-time high. And this positions Tether among the largest holders of US Treasuries globally. And this underscores the company's commitment to liquidity and stability. But look, guys, why is it that they're focusing on an attestation report and not an audit report? That, according to me, guys, is an absolutely massive mystery. Because look, when you talk about the main difference between attestation and audit report, guys, you need to understand the purpose, the scope, and the assurance level as well. Because when you talk about an attestation report, guys, it provides assurance on the reliability of specific information or a subject matter as requested by management or external parties. But when you talk about an audit report, guys, what happens is the purpose of the audit report is to evaluate an entity's financial statement, and this is done to ensure that they are free from material misstatements and comply with accounting standards. And when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, guys, we always need to verify, not trust any entity, isn't it? But so far as the attestation report is concerned, guys, this attestation is done by a firm in Italy called as BDO Italy. And according to me, guys, this definitely raises a red flag. But look, with Tether USDT holding $113 billion in direct and indirect holdings, them going belly up will be absolutely devastating, not just for the cryptocurrency world, but also for the finance world, isn't it? So I'm hoping we do not find out any notorious activity in the world of Tether USDT. So these were the newscasts on the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, and both the newscasts are connected to artificial intelligence. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. And there is a massive event taking place tomorrow, that is the 4th of February. And this event is called as AI Everything Global. And looks like they are exploring global industry shifts. So let me do one thing, guys. Let me very briefly run through this. Because AI Everything Global, guys, runs from the 4th of February till the 6th of February. And it is taking place in Abu Dhabi and Dubai as well. And this is hosted by Dubai World Trade Center and affiliated with GITEX Global. Now when you talk about the historical context of this, guys, this particular event follows major AI announcements, including the $500 billion Target project, which is the largest AI infrastructure initiative with UAE participation and DeepSeek's rapid rise. And these developments, guys, have disrupted industries, economies, and tech power dynamics, challenging existing assumptions, isn't it? And so far as this event's focus is concerned, guys, it explores the AI-driven global shifts under the theme Big Winds of Change, and its AI and Everything Summit. Now let me just very briefly run through some metrics regarding the participants, guys, because there will be 200 plus speakers, 150 investors who are managing $70 billion in assets, and over 500 chief AI tech executives from 70 countries. And regarding the key topics I'll be discussing in the event, guys, they're going to be discussing regarding AI policy shifts, open source R1 debates, energy-intensive data center economics, and emerging AI research. And so far as the UAE vision is concerned, guys, UAE's presidential advisor, that is Faisal Al-Banai, has emphasized AI's role in redefining industries and advancing global equity through collaboration. And some of the notable speakers include UAE Minister Omar Sultan Al-Ulama, Jonathan Bronfen from Netflix AI tech creator, AWS's Vasi Philomen, MIT's Kate Darling, and UC Berkeley's Stuart Russell. And so far as this exhibition is concerned, guys, it is taking place at Expo City, and there will be 400 global tech firms and startups who are showcasing the AI in healthcare, education, energy and industry 4.0. And so far as Middle East is concerned, guys, 70% of the exhibiting companies are new to the region, and that is absolutely great, guys, which just means there will be a lot of partnership that will be announced, isn't it? And there will be tech giants such as ASUS, Alibaba Crowd, AWS, Dell, G42, IBM, Intel, Lenovo, and quite a lot of other. And there will be public and private collaboration, because this is going to be the largest global AI gathering bridging research and development, real-world application, and cross-industry partnership. And they will be addressing AI's role in government, businesses, society, and core economic pillars. And there will be debate session as well, guys. And there will be proponents and antagonists debating AI's risks, opportunities, and ethical implications. And so far as the strategic discussion is concerned, guys, there will be interactive sessions on AI investment, policy frameworks, and technological divergence. And so far as the future vision is concerned, guys, there will be emphasis on fostering global collaboration to ensure AI benefits humanity equitably. So definitely a must event to attend, to be completely honest. Now the second newscast is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and this newscast is more connected to President Donald Trump, isn't it? And Saudi Arabia, guys, they are planning to invest $600 billion in new US investment. And this newscast was actually said by President Donald Trump in one of the speeches. And there is an interesting article that is published by Reuters that does give us more information regarding this. And the news essentially is that Saudi Arabia, they are planning $600 billion in new investments. And this will be done over the span of 4 years. And Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman discussed the investment with President Donald Trump. And check this out, guys. The goal is to expand investment and trade between the two nations. And this announcement was made after a phone call between the two leaders. And Saudi Arabia expects Trump's reforms to create unprecedented economic prosperity. And this investment aims to capitalize on these anticipated conditions. Now, at this point of time, guys, the details of the source of the $600 billion investment is unclear, and it is not specified whether the investment will come from public or private sectors. Now, if you know how President Donald Trump goes ahead and makes his deal, guys, in one of the sessions he did actually state that he's going to ask the Saudi prince to go ahead and increase it from $6 billion to $1 trillion. And there is a very high possibility, guys, that the $600 billion investment could actually increase if additional opportunities arise. Now, Saudi Arabia has previously maintained strong ties with President Donald Trump during his first term. And after the first term, guys, Saudi Arabia invested $2 billion in a firm led by Jared Kushner, who's Trump's son-in-law. And if you actually listen to President Donald Trump's inauguration speech, guys, President Donald Trump did actually mention Saudi Arabia as a possible destination for his first foreign visit. And this is something similar to Trump's 2017 agreement, isn't it? Where Saudi Arabia committed to purchasing $450 billion worth of US products. And this investment boost, guys, aligns with Saudi Arabia's efforts to diversify its economic beyond oil. And this investment boost, guys, aligns with Saudi Arabia's efforts to diversify its economy beyond oil. And this announcement, guys, did actually take place a few weeks ago, where there was rising interest in economic cooperation between US and the Gulf states. And look, guys, the future of the relationship between the two countries could benefit from these investments and trade deals, isn't it? So definitely genius move, and looks like it is a win-win situation for Saudi Arabia and the United States of America. So these were the newscasts on Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB, listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Kale who asks, can Uniswap version 4 redefine DeFi's future with cost savings? This, to be honest, is definitely a really interesting question, Kale, and I definitely do think that yes, Uniswap version 4 definitely has the potential to reshape the DeFi's future, and this is primarily because of its benefits of cost saving. And along with that, Kale, what I also feel is because you'll be able to customize things, and it also focuses on scalability, isn't it? And one of the biggest things which I really like is that it drastically lowers the gas fees. And look, Kale, Uniswap version 4 introduces something called a singleton context, and essentially what this does is it consolidates all liquidity pools into a single contract, and this cuts the cost gas by 99.99% for pool creation, and also reduces soft fees significantly, and lower fees makes DeFi more accessible, isn't it? And I do feel that this makes it attractive for retail users and institutional liquidity as well. And something which I touched base earlier on is something regarding hooks, and Uniswap version 4 enables developers to build modular plugins that are called as hooks, and what that does is it allows pools to have a dynamic fees, automated strategies, and advanced liquidity management, and this, according to me, provides a lot of flexibility that could foster a new wave of DeFi applications tailored for, let's say, lending, yield farming, and derivatives, and quite a lot more. And look, so far as version 4 is concerned, it also improves capital efficiency and liquidity, and Uniswap version 4 optimizes liquidity pools, reducing fragmentation across different Uniswap versions, and liquidity can now be more concentrated and efficient, increasing returns for liquidity providers. And one thing, Kale, which I personally liked is regarding the support for native ETH, because unlike previous versions, Uniswap version 4 natively supports Ethereum instead of required wrapped ETF, and this simplifies transactions and reduces extra cost conversion, in my honest opinion. And more importantly, if you look at it at a macro level, Kale, with 9 independent audits and $15.5 million per county, Uniswap version 4 is built for security and reliability, and this will definitely lower cost, improve efficiency for DeFi, and this, to be honest, will make it more attractive to institutions and retail users, isn't it? But it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of a customer support does it actually offer, because look, when you talk about decentralized finance, the user experience is something which a lot of newcomers cannot get right into it, isn't it? So I'm really curious to check if there is any way artificial intelligence can actually help so far as onboarding users is concerned, but definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have the Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to the UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.